Good morning, Brenden Rendo with the Homes in Orlando team at NextHome Neighborhood Realty. Fortunately, Joe wasn't able to join us today. He literally just got back and was getting off the plane, said, I'm going home and get some rest. So enjoy catching up on your sleep, Joe. We look forward to seeing you. Well, we are the Orlando Real Estate Buzz. We come to you every Thursday, 9 a.m. to discuss Orlando real estate, what's going on in the housing market, and how that will affect you as a seller or a buyer. The past week was a little rough. We saw interest rates take a huge spike. Different news. You're seeing a lot of people talk about recession. So why don't we just hop right in, take a look at some of the numbers that came out this past week. Biggest news really was when the inflation numbers came out. The interest rate, we actually spiked on the 14th to 6.82%. Since then, we've kind of pulled back. The 10-year T has actually come down, had a great rally yesterday. You can see right here, dropped down to about 3.1. So if you're looking to purchase or you're looking to start shopping, you might want to look at the rates, because as that 10-year T pulls back a little bit, the fears of recession pull back. You're going to see the 10-year continue to drop a little bit. The biggest problem with that is that we have actually hit a reverse yield curve with at least the 5-year Treasury note. That's usually a very big sign of a recession. And actually yesterday, one of the reasons why the market pulled back is Powell came right out and says a recession is a possibility. My gut feeling is we're in a recession right now. You can't have prices increase at the point that they have: gas, food, everything else, which causes people to spend less money, prioritize their spending a lot differently, and not feel like we're in a recession. We have to remember that Q1 of this year, we actually had negative growth. So all we have to do is show Q2 numbers, which probably will come out, I think, July 7th or 8th, right after the 4th of July. And they know their numbers already, or at least they should. So there's a good chance that GDP has had another negative quarter. It just, you get the feeling, when things are getting tight, things are starting to slow down. We've all been through it. We know what it feels like. We know the signs that are there. So that was one of the big things. That's one of the reasons why we had the big pullback. So what's going to happen? What can they do to help lessen the recession? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. If you look historically, anytime we've had a recession, they've done a stimulus package, which we've got over $30 trillion in debt, so can't really do that. Or they've lowered the interest rates. But the Fed's fund rate is so low to start with. We're sitting at 1.75. He doesn't have a lot of room to pull it back down to really push a stimulus package. The European Union actually had an emergency meeting, I believe it was last night, because they are just crashing and burning right now. And a lot of it all goes back to energy costs. We've got to do something about the energy costs. Me personally, drill, baby, drill. Let them drill. Get the cost per barrel down. It has dropped over the past several days. I think yesterday we were down to $104 a barrel off a high of nearly 120. So there's things that can be done. Does the Fed have a lot of bullets? Not at all. Not at all. So looking into that, what I wanted to go through a little bit more locally is I talk to a lot of real estate agents throughout the country, try and keep up with what's going on in their neck of the woods as well. Everyone's kind of seeing the same thing, which is we're seeing inventory start to explode. And For Orlando, that's true as well. What you can see here is since January 1st, we've seen nearly 75% increase in inventory, and we're actually up to nearly 3,500 active listings as of the end of this report on I believe it's the 14th or 18th, excuse me. So our inventory is continuing to grow, and I think we'll continue to see that. It is summertime. This is the time that a lot of families choose to move. End of school, want to get settled before they actually get into the new school year and everything. But question is how is that with the rates taking the jump that they have? It usually takes about 30 to 60 days to really see that impact the sales. So far, the Orlando area has been extremely resilient with the sales. We're staying very consistent. We're averaging roughly about 600 sales a week, and as you can see, this is mid February. We are just pretty much an even line, a little up, a little down, but overall we are holding pretty steady at that 600. Also, you're seeing that the average and the median price, even though we took a little bit of a spike, which can be understandable because again, we're in the prime season and the inventory was just starting to shoot up, so there weren't as many homes on the market. But you're seeing that it really is leveling off, and I expect that to continue until we really get up to the running average for Orlando is 2 months over the past 5 years of inventory is the median. We actually have jumped above 1 month of inventory for the Orlando regional area, which is great. So the buyers are starting to have more choice, but there's still not a lot of discounts for them. When you look at our overall original to final list price, you see there's a little bit, averages about $2,500 off the original price, but that's not a whole lot when you consider that the average home is roughly about, our median price is about $440,000. That's less than 0.5% off of what people have originally asked for their home. So in that area, the market is still staying strong. I did go in because I was a little curious. I wanted to see how, because we really took that spike in the interest rates in May, is so far this June, how are our numbers looking? Because in May, single family residents in the Orlando Regional Realtor Association area sold 3,215 homes. Through this morning, we only have 2,058. That means in the next week, we basically have to close about 1,200 homes to stay consistent with the May numbers. I don't know if we're going to do it. There's plenty of pending. There are actually plenty of pending, but we'll see if that stays consistent. Normally, we want to see that jump a little bit this time of year. Expect it to jump a little bit because June is a great month, and July should be as well. We don't start seeing our slowdown really until about mid-August. That's when a lot of families who haven't purchased pull back off the market. So why are we seeing an explosion in listings? Could be a couple things. One, of course, like I said earlier, is that we're seeing the people who have waited for school, the families have waited to get their home on the market. But the other thing is the fear of missing out by sellers now. I'm seeing a lot more sellers inquiring about the possible sale of their home, asking, where is the market going? Do you think we've topped? Did we miss the top? Do you think it's going to go down? With that increase of really about 0.75 in interest rate, it's pushing a lot of our buyers out of the market. I talk to several buyers a day, following up with them, And a lot of people have that mentality right now, is that I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. You know, they feel that the market's going to pull back, and they actually need the market to pull back a little bit because of the increase in the interest rates. That a house that they wanted, that was $400,000, and they qualified even at the 5%, now at the 5.875, possibly 6% interest rate, again, they can't afford it. They can't afford it. They're stretching themselves too much. So those are the things we've really got to watch over the next couple of months. I really think our inventory is going to continue to grow on a weekly basis. We actually had one of the biggest increases we've seen, 384 new homes in the Orlando regional area over the past week. And it's going to help shift it to more of a balanced market. The average list price to sales price for the past week did stay at roughly 101%. So people are, going a little bit higher, but that also could be because mentally they've lost so many homes over the past 4 or 5 months or 6 months that they've been looking, that it's kind of a fear that, oh, I've got to go this high in order to get the home. Where with a better feel of the market, you may find that, hey, maybe I don't have to. So gotta be careful. Got to really look at the comparable sales, see what's pending, see what's closing in the next couple of weeks, so you can really price and gauge your offers, so that you are getting the best value and you're not having to overpay for your house, because the market values are leveling off, and I think they're going to be leveling off for a while, especially with the interest rates where they are. So that's our update for this week. I hope you'll join us again next week. If you like it, please be so kind as to hit the like button down there, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.